Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Badass Ladies Club. Thank you so much for joining us again. I know you're all very busy, so thank you so much for taking time to listen again. I am here with my bestie, Laurie Wallace.
What's up, y'all?
We are also here with the one and only Nicola Ivy and Missy Bowie of Don't Call Us Pretty.
Hello.
We'll get into it with them in a minute. But before we get started, check us out on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. We have Facebook.
We got it all
the socials.
Like whatever you do, we're there.
And then we just started our Patreon.
Indeed.
So you can go to www.patreon.com/Badassladies Club and you can become a member. Podcast costs money, y'all.
No doubt.
And we create all this free content for you guys. So this is a way to support us as a woman-owned business so that we can keep on bringing content to you. And we would forever be grateful. There's many tiers, many ways to donate.
Lots of free gifts.
We give you a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
So it's awesome. So Laurie, why don't you talk about our Badass of the Week?
Badass of the Week this week is actually somebody I have known for about the last 20 years. She's also one of the feature healers at our Badass Retreat, Oklahoma and Costa Rica. We are talking about the one and only Red Fox Goddess. Red Fox is a yoga instructor, a wellness and lifestyle guru. She is just taught me so much about spirituality and really about embracing and connecting to whatever source you choose and how to make that something that resonates in your daily life. Red Fox is, yoga is so much about what she's taught me on a consistent basis. I've been taking weekly yoga classes with her for a really long time, but she's a really genuine friend. And we're going to do a lot of features coming up through the Badass Ladies Club socials where people can get to know her a little bit more and what it is that she contributes out into the world, because she's a beautiful human.
She is a beautiful human and is also an amazing massage therapist.
Insane.
If y'all need one.
She does some really great work. Everybody needs some love.
She's so great. So Missy and Nicola, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
We've been looking forward to this for so long.
Yes.
We had such a blast when Missy was on last time. I've known Missy for many, many years.
Way
we won't
back.
say how many.
It's been over a decade. We'll just say that.
from the beauty school days.
I know.
So for those of you who are maybe new listeners and haven't listened to that episode, Missy is an injection specialist out in Dallas, and
The
she
best one.
is yes, the best
Shout
one.
out, Bella MD.
Yes. And she is also the CEO and founder of Explore Box, which is a sexual wellness brand.
Mm-hmm.
I am a member.
Got mine a few days ago. Yeah.
So it's so cool, and we're always really excited about it and are always supporting you.
Appreciate it.
Nicola, I've just recently met, and I mean, I've been listening to y'all's podcast, but so Nicola, tell us what you do.
So I have an apartment locating company. So we specialize in helping people find apartment leases, but we are actually crossing the bridge and also going into residential. So we will be doing homes and everything under the sun. If it has to do with real estate, we're going to do it. And then kind of as a side gig, I do a lot of influencing in Dallas, work with a lot of big brands, and kind of just, I don't know, exist as Nicola. And then have our podcast, which is, our little baby. And I love it so dearly. And I'm just so thankful for it. So
Yeah. So the reason why we wanted both of you on is because Laurie and I are very close and have been friends for a long time. And being in business together and developing this together has been a growing process.
Totally.
For sure.
I understand now, why people get into partnerships and are like, okay, this is really different than being friends or even being coworkers, women in business together and creating creative projects together. I feel like it takes two really special women to be able to jam and turn something out like this. And you guys are doing it. It's so cool.
So Missy had her own podcast, which we were guests on, and it was so fun. So you started with Dirty Minds, Missy.
I did.
So can you explain why you went from podcasting by yourself to working with Nicola?
Yeah. So when I actually first started Dirty Minds podcast, I did have a co-host that was originally starting with me. So she was supposed to be like a regular co-host. And then we would occasionally have a guest on to talk about, kind of how we do now, how Nicola and I do now. But life happens and she was unable to really be there as often as we needed to really shoot. And so I ended up starting to do things a little bit more solo and having guests on. So I never did a solo episode, but I did episodes by myself with a guest. And as much as I enjoy that, because I own Explore Box and I am a mom of 2 and I'm an injector, it took podcasting's not easy, as you guys know. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And especially if it's done right and done well, there's questions and there's prepping and there's things and then there's marketing the episodes and things
and
like
there's so much research that goes into your episodes and a lot of stuff.
Exactly. So it got to where as much as I enjoyed it and as much as I enjoyed the topics we discussed, because I still feel like there's a platform for those types of topics, it just got to be a lot. So one of my last few episodes I did was with Nicola, and we had her come on and we were talking, and the chemistry was so great, and we were already established friends. And so we knew we wanted to do something together. We knew we wanted to go into business together. We just weren't sure yet what we wanted to do. And so we did this episode out of fun, and we ended the episode literally in this studio, and we were like, this is it. This is what we do together.
We're going to do this.
Yeah. So her and I both have a background of, being solo business owners and starting a business from the ground up. And so we thought, yes, there are a lot of, as you guys know, a lot of business podcasts, a lot of entrepreneurship podcasts. However, we have a lot of friends and local people that listen to us when it comes to being a mom and an entrepreneur and, wearing multiple hats and having multiple businesses at that. And so we thought we wanted, this would be fun to do together. And she has had a different take, and she's in a completely different industry than I am. So we've had different hurdles to go over and to overcome. And so that's kind of where that started. So
yeah. And that kind of encompasses what our podcast is in general, is, just being inspiring to people that are listening. And, it always takes just that one episode or that 1 minute for someone to be like, wow, that touches me. And that sparks something in me to proceed with what I want to do. I'm no longer afraid of it. If I can, if we can normalize just having enough of what the ordinary is and just being like, what, if I lose everything, at least I have, my integrity of knowing I'm going to give it my all and just go for it. And, if we can be that inspiration to someone, then I feel like that alone is purpose enough for what we have a podcast for.
Yeah. And, something that I love about you guys, and we said it when we nominated the 2 of you for Badasses of the Week, and I love the don't call me pretty thing, is because being businesswomen, obviously you 2 are drop dead gorgeous, but that's not the most interesting thing about you. Of course you're beautiful, but you're also smart and you are funny. And so I'm loving this direction that society is going in of recognizing women for their brains and not just how we look, even though I am vain and I care about how I look. I mean, we all love to look good, but being recognized for our brains and our business savvy.
Well, and in creating brands and businesses that relate to other women like us, or other women that are growing into themselves, that is for so long, the only examples you had of businesses were, businesses that didn't look like you or didn't represent you. And we are really in this time now where anybody can start a business and say, this is who I am. And that's part of why it scales and builds.
Yes. And I think it's so crazy, honestly, just talking about business in general is for me, prior to doing something on my own, it's you would see someone that had a business and you're like, oh, they know everything. They know how to do it. They knew the steps to take. And it's where I stand now, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Yes. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but I'm doing it. And I'm just seeing where it goes. And I feel like that's so important because so many people are oh, you have it all together. And it's no, the hell I don't. I don't even know what's going on tomorrow, but I'm going to do my best to show up and make it count. And that's what's important. And, it's I think as being females, we're just all very intricate and it's, really, diving into all the layers that we have. And that's what's so great about just being females.
Yeah.
And if we can do an episode on something we learned starting a business, like something that went terribly wrong for us or a lesson learned, and it helped save somebody from going through that same or making that same mistake and going through that same issue, then that's what we're here for. We're not here to like hide the secrets of how we did what we did. We're here to share those so that way nobody else has to go that route, and they can kind of streamline and get to where they want to be faster by learning from our mistakes and learning from the mistakes we learned from other friends of ours, and kind of getting not like a mentorship, but I have multiple mentors for what I do, as far as like, you know, as a laser tech, as an injector. I have mentors and people I have learned from over the years who have taught me how to avoid making certain mistakes. And if anything, we want our podcast to be able to be that for somebody who's maybe a stay-at-home mom and wants to launch an Etsy business and doesn't know the first thing about how to start an LLC or something like that. And so we're here for that kind of community and building that kind of community where it's a safe place to ask questions. And we're very like down to earth, and you know me, I'll talk about anything. So, you know, for people to just come to us and even just take away anything from our episode is why we do this. And even if it's taking away from a guest that we have on, and we try to keep our guests businesswomen and like-minded people who maybe can share a tip or share a lesson that they learned and that our listeners can take away from, because we haven't done it all, we're still learning too.
Yeah. A lot of times I find that the guests that we have on the podcast is because we want to learn from this person, or it's somebody that we've already learned so much from that we want to expose that to the audience, you know, that, and I love what you guys are saying about like having multiple businesses or wearing multiple hats. I know that I'm really just now starting to embrace this idea that it's okay if I have 8 things going on at once, like that, and that there's, this freedom in being like, I don't know if I like it. The only way I'm going to know if I like it is if I try it, you know? And if I try it and I'm like, no, that wasn't my jam, like, that's okay. Then you can step out of that and you can step into something else. That there's this freedom in trying something new out because it may be the best thing ever. Or you might try it and be like, no, that sucked. I don't want to do that anymore. And that's part of the entrepreneurial journey is trying that on.
So much of what Laurie and I are doing right now is literally just throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks. And
Amen.
you just got to keep on trying. So Missy, I love what you were saying. So what are some business, I don't want to say like mistakes, but things that you have learned from that you're like, okay, we're not doing that again?
Don't do a podcast by yourself. It's not your full-time job.
I couldn't.
Lesson 1.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think, you know, there's certain things that I've learned with Explore Box, for example, you know, how to, you know, when you start a business like that where you're actually selling a product, you know, it's like, do we do things I didn't even know what drop shipping was until I launched that business. And I'm like researching and learning and finding out about drop shipping. And it's like, do I drop ship or do I like carry, you know, inventory? What's easier? What's best? What's going to get my product to my customers faster? And so kind of dabbling with dealing with influencer marketing. That's, I think, a big thing for small businesses currently is influencer marketing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes ambassadorships work, sometimes they don't. And so finding what works for your particular type of business, I'm still trying to figure that out with Explore Box because it's an intimate wellness product. So it's, you know, a very sensitive thing for some people, and some influencers don't want to talk about it. So it's finding those right kind of people, knowing the market, knowing your customer base, and trying to find that best way to market. Because at the end of the day, as a small business owner, and I'm sure you guys know, it's expensive to run a podcast. It's expensive to pay for marketing, period, no matter what kind of business it is. And so is Instagram the best for my particular type of business with Explore Box? Probably not, but I haven't figured out what else is yet. And so I'm still learning that. But it's been a lot of trial and error. It's been working with influencers. It's been trying to do an ambassador program. It's, you know, different things like that, you know, certain events, and they don't always work out. And so I think it's thinking about what your particular, I guess, clientele or your ideal, you know, customer base is, and then think, what are they researching online, or how are they buying your products to begin with? And so, you know, that's one tip would be knowing your market. Don't do a podcast by yourself. Unless you're Sex with Emily, it works for her. Sure. But even then she has listeners call in, so whatever. Yeah. You know, so those are two things I would definitely say I have learned just over this past year that have been, you know, again, you started a podcast and something fell through. So now I'm like, okay, I'm solo. I'm just going to make it work. And I did for a while, for about a year.
A long time.
And then I was just like, well, this just isn't working, and stopped it. So it's being okay with knowing that you gave it a shot. And at the end of the day, my mental health was more important, and I didn't like being stressed out.
Yeah.
And so I let that one loose. But I still have people who know about our current podcast because they listened to the old one, and that's how they found me to begin with. And so that feedback is great to know that at some point somebody liked what I was doing enough to follow me to listen to the new one, even though it's about two totally different topics.
Right.
But it's knowing that they're following the person, they're following what they liked in that. And that makes me feel good to know that's, even though that avenue didn't work out or that venture didn't work out, it still brought people to what is actually working, which is mine and Nicola's podcast.
Yeah.
Nicola, what about you?
A couple things. I think giving yourself the grace to pivot is a big one. You know, we always start out with, you know, these sights of what we want and how we want to go about getting those things. And, you know, life does happen a lot, and it unexpectedly happens, you know, and we don't have the control of changing those moments. And it's being able to grace the moment and see it as it is and say, okay, I was not expecting this, but I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to pivot the way I do these things. Yeah. And I think that that's important, because I think a lot of people give up and they stop. And just because it doesn't work the first time doesn't mean it's a no. It's maybe just finding an alternative route of getting to it. I think that's a really big one. And then the other one is always the one that people get really freaked out when I say, but I think the power of contracts are just really important. I don't know if that's just my real estate background that I come from, but I want to know on paper what is rightfully mine or what the expectations are. And I am going to give it my all based off of that. But I at least know that I have security at the end of the day that no one can take from me. And I think that that's really important.
I second that.
Yeah,
even if you're in business with a friend,
security, you know,
it's great. It's nice. It's ideal to have it on paper of what each role is and the setup should, you know, and I didn't know this until I started my Explore business and had a contract. And, you know, you don't think about, like, what if the other person dies? And you're like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like,
God forbid,
you don't think about this. And so, you know, if you have an investor that's investing in your business, you want something on paper. In the event that you die or they die, like, when there's money involved in anything, you need it on paper, because, you know, at the end of the day, if it's not in a will of some sort, and most of us are younger, we don't have, like, I don't have a will, like, you know, so, you know, it's contracts in general. If there's a falling out, you know, you never know what's going to happen, that it's great to have something on paper. So it covers everybody that's involved. And it doesn't mean you don't trust the other person. It just means, like, this is protecting us both. Yeah. And we may never look at this paper again, because this is going to work. And 50 years from now, we're still doing it and all is great. Yeah. You just don't know. And, you know, if anything, having that, it should give you some sort of a confidence too, that, you know, this is going to get to a point where this might be something that you legally need to look at. When you're just doing something for fun, you don't think like you need a contract. But if you want something to grow, to be big and to scale and to be, monetized, you definitely start with a contract and have it that way. And that maybe think of it as a form of manifesting that.
Yeah.
Manifesting.
Yeah. Putting it out there. Yeah.
Yeah. You're putting it in the universe. This is going to be something bigger. And at some point, this is going to be very important for a bigger business.
Laying down the proper cards so you can play them right.
Yes. Well, in that when you start something, it is very exciting and you can get ahead of yourself. Like, I love the idea of things being clear, up front. It saves a lot of trouble in the back end for
sure.
And it is clarity, you know?
Contracts should never be viewed as a negative thing at all. It's a good thing. And it means that you want this to be something bigger. And there's not a big business out there that doesn't have some sort of a partnership contract or agreement that's in place for whatever investors or whoever's starting that business.
Yeah.
Well, and our podcast is so much about like being accountable for your own feelings, emotions, behaviors, like contracts are just a version of accountability also, like if everybody's aware of what we're throwing in here and where our responsibilities lie, you don't want to be in business with somebody who's not accountable, I love that. It's a really relevant idea.
For sure.
Well, what else?
I think we should get right to
I'm so excited for this.
rapid fire questions is what.
Okay, so listeners, badasses, we thought that it would be really fun. We've never done this with a guest before, but we thought it would be
I love
really
that we're the
fun.
first.
Yes, you're the
This
first.
is a fun one.
Yeah.
So I'm low-key obsessed with 73 Questions by Vogue, and I watch it on YouTube all the time.
It's a rabbit hole I fall down all the time.
Yes, so we're not going to do 73 questions, but we put it out there to Missy and Nicola. We were like, what if we do like lightning round questions, just rapid fire, quick questions? So
Wait, so do we both answer or just one? Is this like we both answer?
I think you should both
I
answer.
think you should both answer. So we're going to ask Missy and Nicola some questions, and then they're going to do a rapid round on us. We have about 43 questions.
I'll let you answer first. That way we're not shouting at the same time.
Oh, that's the fun of it. It's like, what's that, charades? What's that game?
Do you want us to shout at the same time?
I mean,
what are
I'm
the ground
fine.
One of you
rules?
comes
Okay.
up first.
Okay, yeah.
Or you can trade.
Or yeah, you could trade off. Okay, but for easiness, like Missy, if you want to answer first, and then
Fine,
Nicola
I'll
can
just answer first.
I like that.
Okay.
If you're not first, you're last.
Give you a second to think about it.
You know what? That's fine.
Okay, but some of these are easy. They're not hard. It's just to get to know you a little
All
bit.
right.
That's
Okay.
all.
Don't make
Okay.
me sound dumb, Jess.
Okay. I think you can handle the first one.
Oh, I hope so.
Where were you born?
Oh, Mesquite, Texas. Missy from Mesquite. Yo.
Okay.
I was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Sweet.
Oh,
Really?
awesome.
I
Georgia
didn't even know
Peach.
that.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
Damn.
I know I'm not from
Ain't
here.
that something?
Traitor. I know.
Okay, so what's your favorite movie?
Urban Cowboy.
Good answer.
Urban Cowboy, hands down.
I don't know. This is hard. I haven't even heard of Urban Cowboy.
What?
Oh my!
But
See, this is why we're
sissy?
doing this.
No, I've
I'm
never heard of
actually
it.
sober. We're watching that movie. I can quote most of that movie.
Mine's probably really stupid. I like really good like chick flick movies.
Yes.
So like I don't know, Sex in the City, the movie. I
Nobody's
love that
judging.
one.
That's a great movie.
Yeah,
Are you
it's a
kidding?
great movie.
Yeah.
Carrie Bradshaw is an icon.
I know.
Let's just
I love
do.
her.
Yeah.
What is one fashion trend you love?
Fuck, I don't know.
Big hair.
Leather jackets. I don't know.
Okay, good.
Big hair, leather jackets.
Perfect.
I'm in.
What's a fashion trend you never want to see again?
Oh, anything fucking 80s. I'm over it. You guys gotta. That's more 90s, actually.
Nicola's like, excuse me.
That's a more 90s trend. That's actually a 90s trend. The 80s are out. Jinko jeans, even more.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna take that.
Jinko jeans.
Yeah.
Jinko jeans.
Okay. Leather or lace?
Leather.
Yeah, leather.
Cool.
How would you describe your personal fashion style?
Minimal.
Eclectic. Polar opposites.
Who is your favorite musician?
Oh, fuck. I mean, Elvis Presley.
Yeah, that is yours.
Yeah.
Probably John Mayer.
Oh,
Nice.
he's top five for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, dead or alive, who would you like to have lunch with?
Elvis Presley.
John Mayer.
Same.
John, if you're listening, I'm ready.
She's single too.
Where is your favorite place to visit?
Tulum, Mexico.
See, I'm not really good at traveling, so honestly, I love going to Oak Meadow Ranch. That's like my home base. I'm like, okay.
We
I can
talked
be
about
right.
going there because we
Y'all need to.
on your
Actually,
podcast. Yes.
Oh,
This
you're
is
wearing
your-
a t-shirt.
This is your
This
kitty
is one of
cat.
her
This
cats.
is
Oh
King Tut.
I
I like
love it.
literally love that place.
What lights you up?
Sexually or?
Sure. Bring it, girl.
I mean, I love a good set of calf muscles.
Oh, man.
It doesn't have to be sexual, but
Honestly, just seeing my friends really happy like
Oh, yeah,
fulfills me.
Yeah, like it.
what is your favorite childhood memory?
Going to Neiman Marcus with my mom when I was really little. I used to beg her to just leave me there.
She's like, "Can I live here?"
I want to live here.
Just let me stay here tonight. I promise I won't get homesick.
I don't know. I'd probably say walks with my grandma to Albertsons and getting a fruit roll up.
I love that. So good.
The fresh ones that they have by the produce section. They still have them. I bought them for the boys and I eat them. Anyway.
Do they like them as much as you did?
No.
No, isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's not fruit. They like fruit by the foot.
Yeah.
It's like modern
Oh.
day. And these are like real fruit ones. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
Oh, seafood. Any seafood.
Seafood.
Mm-hmm.
Seafood.
Mexican food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can never go wrong with Mexican. I've never been sad at a Mexican restaurant.
Never.
Yeah,
that's
It's the
for sure.
only like food I crave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is your favorite book?
Oh man,
I have
I
it.
actually read a lot, so that's hard. You go first.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad changed my mind on a lot of things.
I want to read that.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
want to read that. Honestly, I don't even know if I have a favorite book because I read a lot, so I don't know. Gone Girl was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know.
Why podcasting?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's a great platform to reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can help somebody in some way without actually physically helping somebody.
Do you like guys in boxers or briefs?
Briefs,
Briefs.
Bikini or one piece?
bikini.
I don't know. It depends on what I ate the day before.
I mean, I second that actually.
Prosecco or rosé?
Prosecco.
Rosé.
Okay, that's fine. You can have
Only
all
if
the
it's
rosé,
Mason
baby.
9 though. It's the only rosé I'll drink.
That sounds bougie as fuck.
It's Post Malone's wine, actually really good, and I don't even like Mason 9, or I don't even like rosé, but I will like.
But
I
you'll
like
drink that one.
Okay.
Just saying.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Sunset. Or no, that's what I meant to say.
The morning.
Sunrise.
Yeah, we're morning people.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
When you were little, what celebrity or character did you want to grow up to be like?
I just idolized Selena. I didn't want to be like her because I couldn't sing for shit, but I just really liked her.
You look like her.
I
feel
want
you
to be
could-
her for Halloween.
I was-
one, in the purple
honestly, you
outfit.
could nail that
I was
outfit.
like that
Be
purple
Halloween.
one.
The
Yeah.
purple outfit for Halloween.
Okay,
for
maybe
sure.
we do that this year.
Last year I tried to find the outfit. It was too late before I was looking, or else I would have been that last year.
Madonna.
Yeah.
Oh,
We just
You're
recorded
going to
an
really
episode.
dig this episode we just did. Yeah.
I heard it and I was like, mm-hmm. That's what I grew up on.
Who is your fashion icon?
I don't know. I don't have one.
Me. I don't know. Is
Yourself.
that
Yeah,
like
no, that's good.
too self-indulged?
I
I'm
like
like
Love it.
outdoing myself every time.
Who's your favorite boss babe?
Oh.
Honestly, Bethany Frankel, her newest show
Oh.
made me really like, I'm like, I love that. I think she might be a little harsh sometimes. However, you can't deny her grit, honestly.
I love it.
I don't know. Beyonce?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
She's
mean,
a
queen.
businesswoman.
She's-
Yeah,
she is
and
queen.
a mom
Yeah.
and all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is a common misconception of you?
I'm unapproachable.
Oh, amen. That I'm mean.
What?
Yeah, right. People are like,
I don't get either one of those, but
thank you.
So what's been the favorite moment for you in your podcast so far?
I love the laughs. Honestly, it's not one particular moment. It's just like when we come in the studio, it's just an energy because we're pretty busy. And so we don't always get to see each other throughout the week or like for actual hangouts or lunches as often as we would like. So sometimes when we see each other in the studio, we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks. And so
Yeah.
it's like that moment of like, hi, I
It's
missed
home.
you.
Like this is kind of home base, you know?
Yeah.
And life maybe slows down just a tad when we
We're
get to
here.
be here.
Yeah.
It's good.
Speaking of, we want lunch dates.
For
Yes.
sure.
Oh,
I'm glad we talked about
for
this.
sure.
Yeah.
Can it be at a Mexican restaurant?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, down.
I'm into it.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
What would you tell your 16-year-old self?
Don't worry about what people say or what they think about you. You just keep on being you, baby.
Don't have sex with them.
Honestly, amen, Missy. I wish I could tell you that at the time too.
You know?
That's okay.
It's fine.
What song can you not stop listening to?
Oh, Astronaut in the Ocean. It's my jam.
Oh my
right
God,
now.
that is a good one. It is still a really good one. Honestly, I can't stop listening to Machine Gun Kelly right now, and I don't know what's wrong with me.
He's a vibe right now, though.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Totally.
is.
What inspires you?
My kids.
I think motivating people.
What's the best advice you ever received?
For everything wrong, there's something right.
Be patient. Something I have a hard time with. Still.
Mhm.
Who is your girl crush?
Megan Fox.
That's why you can't stop listening to Machine Gun Kelly. I mean, that music video is hot.
Dude.
It's so good.
I love her.
Who are the top 3 women inspiring you right now?
Nicola's one of them.
Missy's one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, I really like Jenna Kutcher. I think she brings a lot to the table just for like in general women. I think that she's very motivating. Her podcast is great. I don't know.
My mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
She's
mom kind
one
of
tough
always,
cookie.
Yeah.
And she never stopped. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the guest that we just had on, Courtney Kerr, I think, just like as far as like life path goes, she inspires me a lot because I think that the road I'm on is probably similar, like as far as just like my emotional, what's it called? Relationship life. And it like inspires me to know that like, it's not too late. So she inspires me.
She's very down to earth and very, you don't always meet people of her stature that are humble and down to earth and like just really approachable and will answer any question and kind of an open book. I think that says a lot about her as a person. So,
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. What message would you want to give to young female entrepreneurs?
Don't stop.
Yeah. Keep going.
What's your favorite lipstick?
Oh, they just discontinued it. Jubilee
know.
MAC. Man,
How dare they? Like,
it's a whole thing.
What?
Yeah. It's called Jubilee by MAC. They discontinued it. Turns out she went all over North Park looking for it for me.
I tried. I was like, I'm so sorry. I have failed this mission.
So I have to find a new one.
worst.
Lipstick, I can kind of go back and forth on a lot. It's lip liner that I have one. It's Kat Von D, Lolita. If nothing second best to that. Like I have tried doing the legwork and finding a good alternative. There's not one.
That's the one. Okay.
That's it.
Love it. Are you a pizza crust eater or not?
Yes, if it's thin crust.
Absolutely.
Oh, but hand tossed is out.
Yep.
Well, unless it's BJ's Brewhouse crust, I'll go for that.
Yeah.
As long as there's ranch.
I mean, obviously.
Word.
This
Okay.
is Texas.
What's your idea of the perfect day?
Oh, I think, well, I don't know. I think seeing my kids smile, doing something fun with my kids and like kind of disconnecting from everything. Probably a day at the ranch with my kids, honestly.
There you go.
Dang it. Honestly, yeah. I love the ranch because I don't get cell service out there. It's the one time I literally am forced to put my phone down. My job is literally 24/7 on my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm quite literally addicted to being on it. And the ranch is just the most magical. You guys have to go.
I can't wait to
really
go.
do.
I
Yeah.
want
Honestly,
to.
really do.
I've seen you guys post about it.
have
It's
to
so
go.
Your
magical.
episode about it, I was
Yeah.
like, we need to go.
The lemurs
Yes.
and then
And it's not like you feel like you're on vacation, but you're really only an hour outside of
which is the
DFW.
best.
So
you know?
like
So
you're
good.
close, but you're like, it's like just a quick drive to like just disconnecting, and the experience, the dining experience there is really cool, and just like to be just kind of connected with these animals. The cell service is kind of shoddy. So like, like you can be on your phone, but like, you don't feel glued to it. And
Right.
it's kind of nice. Like if it didn't really work for a few hours, it's fine.
It's cool. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I love it.
For people watching, this would be really obvious, but do you have any tattoos? If so, which one is your favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I have ones I really hate. I don't know. Yes, I have a tattoo. I have tattoos. I don't know. Maybe my grandmother's name. That was my first ever tattoo.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's a good
It
one.
needs to be redone, but her name's Carmen. I was 18, like a day over 18, and got that tattoo.
Oh,
Nice.
I have a heart on the side of my wrist because I wear my heart on my sleeves, but it's my favorite tattoo.
Heels or sneakers?
Sneaks.
Heels.
what's your red flag on a date?
God.
Oh, God.
Where do I start?
Which one should I tell you about?
if he doesn't ask any questions about me and he only talks about himself.
Amen. Honestly, if he can't give you direct eye contact.
Ooh, yeah. Big one. Massage or facial?
Massage.
Massage.
Shower or bath?
Shower.
Oh, I'm teeter-tottering on that one. I like them both equally, honestly.
I feel like a cat in a bathtub. I'm like,
Sound like weave.
Oh my God.
Last question. Ponytail or top knot?
Pony.
Space buns.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nice answer. I like
Switch
it.
it up,
You
switch
guys
it
did
up.
good.
I love it.
That
That was
Fun. Okay, so our questions are more like this or that.
Okay.
Yes.
No, that's great.
So you want to like go back and forth?
So
Okay.
chocolate or gummy candy?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Liquor or beer?
Liquor.
Liquor.
Backstreet Boys are in sync.
In sync,
Backstreet
obviously.
Boys.
Oh my God, what?
Do I even know you?
I can't believe she just
She's
said
so
that.
disappointed in me right now.
Oh, this will be a good one then. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera.
Brittany.
Okay.
Abs or dad bod?
Dad bod.
Dad bod.
Your go-to cocktail order?
Whiskey
Margarita.
sour.
Oh, okay.
A whiskey sour. I haven't
Okay.
heard that one in a hot minute.
I know.
No, it's,
Okay.
it's her fave.
All right. Stay in or go out?
Stay in.
Depends on my mood. I would say stay in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so astrology or what is the
Enneagrams.
what is that?
You don't know about Enneagram? This is my question, obviously.
I don't even know what that is.
So
You need to know.
astrology, but we are actually working on trying to do an Enneagram episode just because it's so fascinating.
Interesting.
You really need to know. So
Wait,
I'm
what
a
are your
7.
signs?
So it's numbers.
that's that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
the
a
number, the
7.
personality test.
Yeah.
I would say astrology. And Laurie and I actually just had our birth charts read.
Yes.
So awesome.
And
Are those insane?
Kat DeWitt, who is the shamanic astrologer that did them for us, is going to be on the podcast.
Oh, cool.
And she's going to take our birth charts and like explain why we're good podcasting and business partners, because
my God.
when she did ours, she did mine first and then she did Jessica's like a week later and was like, there's a lot of reasons why this is working for you guys right now,
I love
so we're
that.
really excited to learn more about it.
Yeah, but astrology.
Astrology. Yeah.
What are your signs?
I'm a Cancer, Gemini Cancer.
What day?
Yeah.
What's your day?
July 3rd.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a Capricorn sun. My birthday is January 13th. So Capricorn sun. I'm a Cancer moon and a Leo rising.
Fantastic.
Okay. All right.
Fantastic.
You want me to ask this next one? or-
Yeah, I said the last one. It's your turn, girlfriend.
Oh, I said the Enneagram word.
That doesn't matter. I said the first part.
Missionary or doggy style?
Doggy style.
Oh, man. I like them both.
I mean, they're both very good.
Yeah, yeah.
mean,
You can't go wrong.
But there's
with
one you
either.
like better than the other. probably.
Yeah.
And missionary.
Okay.
Okay. See, again, people I don't know.
What?
I don't
You don't know
this? Nope. Freddy Krueger or Jason?
Freddy Krueger.
How do you
always.
not know this?
Freddy Krueger has the nails, right?
Right.
Okay.
I do not like these kind of horror movies.
See, I don't
so
either.
It doesn't really resonate with me, but I would say Jason.
Okay.
Yeah, the ski mask, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Taco Bell or Whataburger?
Whataburger.
I can't choose.
This is hard on her. Like,
This is really tough.
Both.
Whataburger, because Taco Bell keeps on taking shit off their menu.
there you go.
Amen.
Oh, really? Okay, see,
Although
I'm a
I'm,
basic.
I'm still Taco Bell, but like,
Like they got rid of the double decker.
and the Mexican pizza.
Yes.
What's left? Like, is there any reason to go to Taco
You
Bell if
basically
you
have
take
to go
those out?
Crunchwrap
Like,
Supreme if you want any
Sorry,
crunch.
I'm out on that.
It's the worst.
I'm dead. Okay, date night, out on the town, or a Netflix and chill night?
Out on the town.
I
for
like
date
a night on
yeah.
the town.
Favorite movie?
It is a really hard question.
I know.
I don't know why all that's coming to me right now is Desperately Seeking Susan because we just
Oh
did
my
this
God,
whole
it's so good,
Madonna
though.
thing,
I've never
and
seen
I
it.
neither
It
has
has
Jessica.
Madonna.
What?
Yeah.
I see. It's such a good movie.
Oh, it's so
like,
good.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Rosanna Arquette, and yeah, it's so good.
I would say top favorite movie of all time is Singing in the Rain.
Never seen
Solid.
that.
I haven't
either.
seen
What?
that either.
Oh my
Jesus.
gosh, watch both of them. Right away.
Have y'all seen Mermaids with Cher?
It's also so good.
So good.
Have you seen Splash?
Yes.
Obviously.
Okay, wow.
100
Thank
times.
God we're
Yeah.
all on the same page.
Well, I need
okay,
those
I had to make
movies
sure.
texted to me so I
Yes.
can watch them.
Okay.
Straight hair, curly hair. Here we go.
Curly.
Curly.
Okay.
Eggs and bacon or pancakes and sausage?
Eggs and bacon.
Eggs and bacon.
Morning or night?
Morning.
Night.
Girl Scout cookies or homemade cookies?
Homemade.
Homemade.
Flats or heels?
Flats.
Heels.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
I love how we had some of the same questions.
Mhm.
I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I love a frappuccino.
That's coffee.
That counts.
Yeah.
Coffee. Yeah.
Vodka or tequila?
Tequila.
Tequila.
Mm-hmm.
Ocean or mountains?
Ocean.
Ocean. Even though I'm afraid of the ocean, I'm more of a beach girl than a mountain girl.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Spending or saving?
Spending.
Spending.
Yeah. Damn it. Same.
Lover or fighter?
Lover.
Lover.
Mom car, sports car?
Mom car.
Mom car.
Cheese board or chips and salsa?
Chips and salsa.
It's hard.
It
is hard.
Everybody loves a good charcuterie board.
I know. Chips and salsa.
But if it's chips and salsa, that means we're at the Mexican restaurant, which I'm
when you
pour down tequila
you
and
can get queso, which is
that's
cheese.
True.
So.
No, for sure.
And tortillas are kind of like bread, so
There
Come
it
on,
is.
have everything. It's a thing, yeah.
There it is. Well, that's all for our questions.
that's all we got, girls.
That was awesome. It
Oh, that
so
was so
good.
fun.
So, in the Boss Babe being in partnership, what is like, where do you see Don't Call Us Pretty going in the future? Like, what is next for what's
man.
happening with
It's our
y'all's
favorite
podcast?
question. Well, we have a few big sponsorships kind of lined up, which are exciting. We are also in the works of launching a very specific branded product.
Cool.
We can't really announce yet, but it will be a big one.
epic. It's some good
Um,
stuff.
Really good stuff. So
I'm
it's
so excited.
we're hoping that this, at the rate that it's going, takes us to a beyond podcast platform. And so, but it's going to take time and of course money to
Lots of
get where we
money.
want to be.
Always.
Mhm.
But yeah, we have a very specific product we're hoping to launch in the near future.
That's so exciting.
That's exciting.
I feel like scaling businesses and leveling up is like this really crazy balance between like the leap of faith, but then also making like solid grounded decisions at the same time. And that I know for lots of things that we've tried, probably just mainly like the retreats part of it, like that was a really big balance between, okay, do we just jump in head first and do this and see what happens? And then trying to do the like business minded, smart, like
Right.
grounded thing at the same time. And that a lot of times the risk versus reward conversation, like you don't get anywhere huge and great without taking huge, great
Well,
leaps sometimes.
And
exactly
you
right.
guys decided to launch these retreats, which is a phenomenal idea, and you guys sold out. Like,
The
I
first
mean,
one,
in 5
that's-
days.
In 5 days,
that
it
is
sold out.
nuts.
Amazing.
Doesn't that like make you feel like take
Oh
that
my
breath
God.
of fresh air? They're like, okay, we can do this. We did it.
We immediately turned around and booked a second week.
I mean,
Like it
it's
was,
amazing.
yeah. It's also really funny because something like a retreat, like it's not till March of next year, like, so it was so cool that it sold out that quickly. But then there was like all this lag time where we were like, okay, so now what do we do? Like,
Shit, how do we make money in the meantime?
how do we do this in the meantime? So then it becomes these like spin-off projects
Right.
and stuff where now we're going to get into just doing like local retreats. We've got one in Oklahoma at the end of July. And then we're just going to do some stuff in DFW, doing workshops with people about knowing your value and your worth.
Oh, I love
that.
that.
Like how many times would I have loved to have like a group of 10 women that we could come together and really help empower each other about our value and our worthiness and learn from each other about that.
Amazing.
We're kind of getting into like a holding space
Yeah.
kind of phase where you're not like you don't give advice unless it's warranted. That sometimes people just need to say what they're feeling and you don't have to fix it. You don't have to come in and save them. Sometimes they just need space.
Amen.
And, I've gone through so many points in my life where I just wish that I wouldn't have had the many voices coming my way, because then it all gets jumbled and you're like, I don't even know how I feel about it because I have all these voices. And so, yeah, that's what we're trying to get into, is like a space for people to heal and to hold space.
I love that.
It's part of why I like lady entrepreneur businesses too, is I feel like so often when you're looking for validation outside of yourself, what you really need is examples of other women who just trust themselves, and that when you have podcasts like Don't Call Us Pretty, or you have Badassladies Club, and you have these women that are like, yeah, I'm just trusting myself and seeing what happens, and no, I don't have it all figured out. That's inspiring for that person that's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm just, like doing it anyway. And that's all any of us are doing. Like,
And it's good to see somebody who's succeeded from that approach too, because I think that's just the biggest thing, is it's fear. But when you meet somebody at one of these meetings or retreats and it's like, oh, that was my take, I just did it and now I'm successful at it, it gives you the reassurance like it's okay because it works. It doesn't always work, but it works if you work at it.
Right.
And so I think just that little bit of reassurance by like personally meeting somebody. Obviously you see people on TV and other podcasts and like these big people who have done it, and they aren't as relatable because they've, you know, they're huge, and it's just like meeting somebody local that has done it and made the leap, and it's working for them is all you need. And then you need a safe space to kind of talk about those feelings, or just to kind of like get advice whenever you do need to just even hear, like getting advice by just hearing somebody else's story. And sometimes like internally you're thinking, oh gosh, I relate to that, or oh gosh, that hits home. And so I think that's great.
Yeah. This may be an unpopular thing to say.
No, say it.
But
I love it.
the reason why I'm saying this is because like you were just talking about these sponsorships. We've been like manifesting sponsorships forever. I'm so proud of you and happy for you guys, because I was telling Laurie a few weeks ago that although I love a lot of these celebrities that are using podcasting as a platform, I'm like, can you leave it to some of the regular people to try to like create businesses and grow? Like, I'm sorry, Paris Hilton, but like, do you really need
a podcast too?
A podcast too?
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, no hate. I love Paris
Paris
Hilton.
is great.
Don't get me wrong. But like, you know, I listen to a lot of famous people's podcasts and I love it. But I'm like, God, another one? Like, give us some space.
You know what I love about podcasting though, is that the cool thing about it is and this sounds terrible, it's the nobodies like us, you know, like that everybody's kind of on an even playing field when it comes to quality content, because I listen to some podcasts and I'm like, okay, I really like you as a personality, but your podcast is not good, you know, or doesn't resonate with me for whatever reason. But there are some that really hit home with me hardcore, and I have a new appreciation for that person, you know, at a higher level because of the quality of what they're putting out.
Or you run into like where they have I've subscribed to podcasts because of the topics that they cover, and then I'll get an episode in and they have the most monotone, boring voice, no personality. And I'm like, I really want to hear this episode because I really want to know about this. However,
But you're losing me quick.
I cannot listen to you speak. And then I unsubscribe. And I'm just like, surely somebody else is talking about this because I can't listen to this person. But it sucks because it's like, you not only do you have to bring content and like good, valuable content, but you also have to have a personality.
Yes.
Otherwise you lose people. So I think even though there are so many podcasts out there, the personalities and the content is what sets us all apart. And we can talk about the same things. We both talk about empowering women. Both of our podcasts are about that. However, two different personalities, and we all feed off of each other. We all bring something to the table, and we can collaborate. And it's like
there's room for everyone.
Right. Community, not competition,
right,
is what it's all about. And so I think the fact that we can build a community locally on, you know, building each other up and helping each other support each other's businesses. And, you know, the retreats, I don't know of another podcast that's doing retreats like you guys. You guys are the only ones in all of DFW that I know of. And actually in all of, I don't even know, but probably ever. So, you know, I think you guys have something great. I think it's just people who want to start a podcast, do it, but make sure you're bringing something, you know, personality to the table.
I also think that it's the kind of thing that if you're not really passionate about it and into it, you won't keep doing it.
I agree.
Because it sounds easy on the surface, but when you start doing it, you're like,
it would
okay,
run stale after a while, unless it's something that you really feel like passion for.
Yeah. Guys, this is so much fun. Can you come to all of our podcast episodes?
Yeah.
So fun. Can we just play questions every time?
Yes. We're here.
Stuff.
We'll run into each other at the studio and pop in.
Of course. I mean, that's like the pro of being at the same studio.
Oh my gosh,
like,
the best studio.
It's the best studio.
We love our studio.
Yeah, it's a good one.
He's not even paying attention.
He doesn't care.
It's fine.
He doesn't.
Oh,
it's okay. We love the dog.
Yeah.
It's all about dogs.
But thank you, ladies, for having us.
Yes,
This was
thank
so
you so
fun.
much. You guys should definitely keep the lightning questions as a segment.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I know.
It's
Y'all need
so
to continue to do that.
We're gonna keep
And
doing
unexpected.
that. I mean, that's good.
I thought I knew Nicola until today.
Oh, I know. She was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm a Georgia peach.
I mean,
Well,
who are
apparently,
I know.
Jessica and I are at odds on boy bands right now. So
I can't. Do you see
her
her?
roll her eyes at me just now?
she's gonna jam and sync the whole way home. The whole way home.
Bye, bye, bye.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. We are so grateful. Thank you for spending your time with us today. And for all of our listeners, thank you again. Don't forget to check us out on all the social medias and our Patreon. Thank you so much.
Go listen to Don't Call Us Pretty.
Bye. Bye.